Hello everyone, it's your lovely Abbie Dagrin, and welcome back to my channel, lovelies. Today I will be continuing a series on my channel that deals with natal charts, and today I'll be doing a natal chart analysis / reading on Bruno Mars. I'll be speaking on his personality traits and his characteristic traits. I will also be speaking on how a lot of the placements in his chart has led to a lot of his success, so please stay tuned for the rest of my video. If you have not yet become a part of the Abbie Dagrin family, then this is your calling to do so. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you know when I upload videos on the daily. Also, please make sure you hit that like button because I know you guys will love this video. Last but not least, please share this video with everyone you know, whether it is a Bruno Mars fan, someone who really loves natal chart analysis, or anyone in general who really loves this content. That he's someone who loves to be balanced. He loves equality, he loves justice, he loves fairness, and it makes sense because Libras have the symbol of balances, so it makes sense that they love to be a balanced type of person, and they're the type of people who are very social. They love to talk and they love to make new friends. They're the type of people who love to just talk to people and just love having fun. They love having a great time. He may also be someone who hates conflict, so he doesn't like having troubles with people, so he may flee away from conflict, and he's not the type of person. But he is someone who also loves to see both sides of a situation, so that's why a lot of people love to say that about Libras. But next up is his placement in the moon section, which is Leo. So having this placement, he tends to be someone who entertains the family, friends, and can be very wild, funny, or charming. So this makes sense because he is an entertaining person. He's an entertainer, so it makes sense why he would love to entertain his family and friends. And he entertains the world with his gift as well. He's also someone who's very funny, who loves to make jokes with the entertaining. He's someone who is very optimistic. He's also someone who's very creative, and that's something that helps him a lot. His optimism helps him a lot as well. He's also someone who's very generous. You do see him donating a lot of money to different causes, so it makes a lot of sense. He may at times be dramatic, but that helps a lot with his career because his music can be dramatic. He has a lot of high energy. Really makes sense because he is a great dancer. He's a very proud person, he's egotistical, and he can be bossy at times. Next up is his Libra and Mercury, which is great because he has his Mercury and his Sun in the same sign, so he's able to communicate how he feels in a better way. With this placement, he's someone who is a very great and effective orator. They do have a great sense of speaking, so people love to hear them speaking when they do speak. And that's something that's a gift. He tends to be someone who's harmonious when he speaks. He wants to make sure that everyone gets along, so when he speaks, harmony is something that he speaks with. He's verbally eloquent, so he knows how to speak and how to speak. He's gentle and diplomatic when he speaks. Sometimes he can be indecisive. He can be assertive, but not in a harsh way. He has a certain elegance about him. He's very legal-minded. He's very enthusiastic. Sometimes he can procrastinate, but he can see things from all sides and angles. So he can be great with resolving issues. Next up is his Venus in Virgo. And with this placement, he tends to be attracted to people who are very neat, very clean, and very tidy. He's someone who takes his relationships very seriously, and he will do whatever it is necessary to make sure that his partner is very happy. And he's someone who just loves to make sure his partner is okay, loves to do things for his partners. He's not very selfish, so he'll make sure that his partner is doing as well as he is. He's someone who's also very practical in a relationship, so practicality is something that he really loves and acknowledges. He's someone who's very knowledgeable and very smart in the relationship, so that's something that really helps him. He's someone who's down to earth, which makes sense because it's a Virgo and Venus. And he's someone who's very helpful. So these are great traits and great personality to have when you have a Virgo in the Venus placement. Next up is his Mars in Virgo. And with this placement, he tends to be someone who loves to have developed intelligence. So he's someone who loves to read up on things, look at things, understand things, and just be someone who loves to know different information. He's someone who's very patient. So it's great because Mars, they tend to have a reputation, or any place that's exalted with this placement tends to have a reputation of not being patient or impatient, but he does have a patience. He's very diligent, he has a strength of will, he has attentiveness, and he's someone who's very adaptive as well. Makes sense because it's a mutable sign, Virgo is, and being someone who can be irritable at times and discontent, but he is someone who makes sure that he gets the stuff done in a way that's very analytical and in a way that's really beneficial to him and everyone around him. Next up is his Jupiter in Aquarius. And with this placement, he tends to be someone who brings good fortune through his inventive thought of process. So thinking outside the box is something that he would really like to go into or do in order for him to bring in his good fortune. Bruno Mars, if you look throughout his career, he has been inventive. He has been a person that has been inspired by other people, and he has made their sounds into his sound, or he has used their sound until he found his own sound. He also someone who has a potential of growth and freedom in regards to different things, and he loves to look at things that are very interesting. He's also someone who is popular and humane. And with these placements, or with these traits in regards to his Jupiter in Aquarius, it makes sense as to how he's been able to gain a lot of his fortune in life. Next up is his Saturn in Scorpio, and with this placement, it's actually one of the most powerful placements to have, because with this placement, he can be very secretive. He is the type of person that releases his emotional energies, and it can be very reluctant at times. He tends to hide his emotions and not be open with them because he does not want to have horrible things happen to him because of him being open with his emotions or releasing his emotions. He is someone at times who can be complicated and intense with his emotions, so that's why he tries to repress them, so he doesn't have to really explain it. However, this is not good because it can really be destructive for him, and the behavior that comes with it is not the best. So he needs to know that it's okay to give himself free time or freedom to look into his emotions and be emotional. Like, it's okay. Don't be ashamed of himself or anyone with this placement. Next up is his Uranus and Sagittarius, and with this placement, he tends to be somewhat of a Renaissance type of person, and he loves to dabble in everything. And this does describe Bruno Mars in the best way, because at the beginning of his career, he did do R&B, then he did funk, and then he's been doing different types of genres, like he does pop, so he does dabble in everything in regards to his career. If you looked at his type of songs, the type of clothes, the type of person he is, you do see that he changes himself up. He does not stay the same for every single type of album release. You do see him change in a way, so that's something that really makes sense. Sometimes he does old school, and sometimes he does new school, so he is the type of Renaissance person, and this really does describe him in the best way. And he's able to bring out different ideas and customs that other people probably in different generations did not remember or even think of. Next up is his Neptuning Capricorn, and with this placement, he tends to focus on ways to increase his power, wealth, and influence, and he is able to do this through the previous placement. Since he's the type of person that dabbles into different things, he'll be able to have a lot of money and a lot of wealth and a lot of income, because he's able to do that by going into different things, not having his eggs in one basket. And because he focuses on this, he's very innovative. So he's someone who is very successful, and he loves to have wealthy endeavors, But sometimes in regards to him, he may have trouble settling down in one career or doing one thing. So that's something that it may be a detriment to him, but at the same time, with the previous placement he has, it's something that really makes sense about him and something that really benefits him because he's able to always be out there and always benefit off of his changing persona. Next up is his Pluto in Scorpio, and since he was born between 1984 and 1995, he is a millennial. So this makes him in a placement that is the type of person who will face what is scary, and he will go into things that previous generations probably did not want to go into or talk about because it was just not cool. And next up, he's someone who loves to make collective issues conscious, so he loves to talk about issues that are very important. He is someone also who loves revolutions, who loves movements, and who loves to do things that other people have not done. He's someone who loves to look deeper into situations to discover what's going on behind the scenes. And with this in mind, he's someone who will bring, or this generation brings, issues into light. They may not be the generation that fixes the issue, but they may be generations after them with this information given who will fix the issue at hand. Next up is his North Node in Taurus. And in order for him to uncover his hidden talents and gifts, he will need to develop these attributes. He will need to develop loyalty, awareness of boundaries, taking things one step at a time, a sense of self-worth, awareness of personal values, having patience, honoring expressed needs of self and others, enjoying the 5 physical senses, having gratitude, awareness of nurturing, forgiveness, and persistence. He will also need to find a way to be financially independent without alienating others. He needs to learn the way of a builder. He needs to connect with the earth. He needs to ask for assistance without becoming dependent, learning from others' experiences and using their knowledge to build the future that he foresees himself, and learning to share his abundance with others. So this is what he will need to accomplish in this lifetime. Up next is his Kiron and Gemini. And with this placement, he tends to have the wound of intellect, and he may also have the wound of speaking. So Kiron and Gemini deals with communication, and he may need healing from the way he communicates. So maybe at a young age, when he spoke, people didn't want to hear it, or people just made fun of the way he spoke, or the way he communicated is something that really hurted him because his communication was not able to go across. So maybe he wanted to say something, but because people didn't want to hear it, he would just brush it off or just not really communicate how he truly felt. So that's why something that he will need to do is to heal that. Know that we do want to hear his voice, and I think he's been able to heal it. And just talk and just speak in the way that you feel as though you need to speak, and just know that you deserve it and that you are okay with speaking your mind. Next up is his Ascendant/Rising in Aquarius. And this is actually a unique placement because Aquarius rising and Pisces risings are very rare. So it's a unique placement. He may like to be unique or different. He may be highly sought after individual for advice. He's typically curious as well as well educated. He's usually a humanitarian, and he is idealistic, tolerant, and impartial. He needs freedom to expand his restlessness. He's very likable, and he is very friendly. At times he can be aloof and detached, but he's very kind and caring. He's unaffected by his status, wealth, or power, and he may be interested in music, design, science, or sociology. And this is something that he is. He is so interested in music, and he's made a career out of it. And he's the type of person that's difficult to shock, so you can't shock him. Last but not least is his midheaven in Sagittarius, and with this placement, he tends to want to get into an occupation that is stimulating. His public image is very benevolent, blessed, and radiant. He has an authentic approach, and he's someone who's very influential. He's the type of person that's very young, he's very wild, he's very free, and that's the persona or the type of public image he has. He's someone who's very expressive, very instinctive. He's very passionate, he's very persuasive, and he's very witty. He's also someone who loves to have a job that deals with mental challenges, independence, travel, and he loves to be in a job that is very interesting, that's not boring, that's just very fun. And he's someone that really lives up to this placement because I feel as though he really lives up to everything with the midheaven in Sagittarius. That's all I have for you lovelies today in regards to Bruno Mars's natal chart. Please let me know down below in the comment section who else you guys would want me to do a natal chart analysis on. Also, please let me know, did you learn more about him? Did you get a better understanding of him? Also, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when I upload. Also, please hit that like button and also share this video with everyone you know. And if you have not yet followed me on all of my social media accounts, and this is your time to do so, please make sure you follow me on Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, and TikTok. And please make sure you share, like, follow, do everything. And make sure you please support my Etsy store and my PayPal. I love you all. Please stay safe and healthy, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, lovelies.